Hey everybody, Robert with RC Archery. Today's video, we're gonna cover some drills that will help you with accuracy. With hunting and indoor season rapidly approaching and beginning, figured this would be a good time to bring up some refresher course on how to build accuracy by just doing some proper drills, getting your body ready, getting some bad habits that maybe you've developed in outdoor shooting and making them go away, and rebuilding that with the right way of doing things. Also wanted to really quickly talk about our podcast. So if you haven't seen it yet or listened to it, myself and Jeremy Balderrama, we are doing a podcast called At Full Draw. These are going to be on Spotify now. So we won't have them here on YouTube for right now. They will only be on Spotify, but you can check us out there. There's actually a link down in the description that gives you a direct access to the main page there. Give that a follow. Every week on Wednesday, weekly Wednesday podcasts are the way that we're gonna pull these out. We've got some guests lined up. We're gonna have people come in and give different perspectives, talk about their mindset with what they're doing on their shooting, their drills, things that have helped them become better archers. We've also got a guest lined up that we're all gonna talk about starting your own shop or building your own archery way of building an income to help you with your hobby here, or just make a job out of it. But if you haven't checked those out yet, there is 2 episodes live, and then tomorrow our 3rd episode will go live as well at noon. So noon Central Time. Glad if you check that out, and feel free to give us any feedback, good or bad. We want to make these better so that y'all are enjoying them as well. All right, the way that I want to break all of this down is first going over how to maybe get out of some bad habits that you've gotten into outdoors. Maybe you've been shooting in the wind, shooting at distances, getting out of practice and really focusing on our form, our shot execution, and the motions of what we're doing. So starting out, I think the best thing that you can do is work on blank bale. And blank bale in and of itself is a skill set that you have to actually practice and learn how to develop. Think about this from a standpoint of especially bodybuilders, power lifters, or even just your average Joe that goes to a gym or works out at home. If you are focusing your intent on a specific muscle or muscle group during your workout, that helps you build that muscle and increase the size of it, the strength of it, etc. Blank bale is the exact same way. If we are taking this from an aspect of having a plan going into it and working on a specific subject and focusing on that, we will help it get better. So for an example, if you change equipment, switch releases, do a different style of release, maybe you've got a new bow, or maybe you've just developed maybe some target panic, some anticipation, or you just want to work on form and getting yourself into full draw correctly, or just whatever it may be. Take a certain aspect of it and focus on just that area every time you blank bale. And don't be afraid to do this a lot. I mean, honestly, I do this as a refresher very frequently, especially if I don't have the ability to be able to go outside or go to a range or get out and shoot or whatever I'm doing. This is a way to keep your muscles fresh. It keeps them, keeps you in shooting shape, but it also helps you sharpen some skill sets. So for instance, release execution. This is a big one for a lot of people. Don't focus on what you're seeing on the aim on target. If you have to, take your sight off. If you have the ability to do it, what I do is I literally just focus on the feel and the motion of what I'm doing with my hand for release execution or whatever you're using on that. That is allowing me to sharpen that and get it going. So if you've got a new release you're setting up, you can do this. If you need to fine tune speed of a hinge or the pressure on a thumb trigger or an index finger release, this is a great way to do it. You're taking outside factors of your aim and other things going into like your float and things like that, and you're pulling those away, allowing you to strictly focus on what you're doing. So I think this is a huge one that a lot of people overlook. Now from there, let's talk about how to actually get into shooting at a target and building something out. So what I like to do is something that George Ryals has talked about for a long time, and it's starting up close and shooting at a regular sized target, 5-spot face or a Vegas face, whatever that may be, and shooting an actual game up close. When you are 3 yards away or 5 yards away, Your aim won't leave the middle, and it really calms you down and allows you to continue to focus on proper form and your execution of your shot. Doing this and then working yourself out slowly in the distance to a normal 20-yard distance for indoors, for example here, will allow you to get used to the increase in movement in your float, the increase in overall change of your sight picture, but in a controlled environment to where not too much is happening too soon. And by doing this, you can desensitize yourself to a lot of the movement and also form your focus around your shot execution and working through that. So you're not starting and stopping, you're trusting what you're doing, and it's building up what you need when you get back to full distance, whatever that may be, 20 yards for indoors, for example, here. Once you're at 20 yards, there's a whole different way that you can go about this, and that's gonna be the next tip that we talk about. Okay, so while we are going through the previous drill we talked about, we wanna make sure that we're not over focusing on the aim and trying to score perfect rounds. We want to make sure that we are over focusing on the process and trying to perfect our process. And then when we get to 20 yards, this actually carries over for what I like to call blank bailing at 20 yards. Everybody can do this a little bit differently depending on what works best for you visually and mentally. You can have a regular clean target face up if you can do this and just say, okay, I'm gonna shoot a normal Vegas round, but I'm gonna use this basically as a blank bail Vegas round to where I am aiming at each individual spot like normal, but once I get my pin on target, once I get my pressures established and get myself in the middle, then at that point, I'm gonna let all of this go, and then I'm gonna refocus on my shot execution or my form or my release or whatever we're working on, just like what we were doing up close in the actual blank bail session. And then we're not gonna care about the score. We don't care about where the arrows go. We don't care about what we're doing. And this is a way to bridge the gap from those short games in the blank bail to a full distance regular round, looking at a normal target. Now, what I would recommend doing, especially if you've never done this before, is take a Vegas face that is torn up, shot up, or cut the middle out of it. So cut the 9, or cut the 10 rather, and the X ring completely out of the target and just leave the 9 in your outer rings. Doing this gives you a huge black hole to be able to aim at, and you don't see the perceived motion of trying to stay in the X ring. It will really calm you down, and it will really help you focus on just your shot execution and your form. And you will be extremely surprised if you do this and allow your subconscious to take over and sync everything up. Sync the aim up, sync your timing of your shot execution up. You will start hitting in the middle in that dark hole automatically without you trying. And you'll do that enough to where after a while, it builds the confidence up to then put up a regular target and shoot a normal Vegas round where you're actually scoring it just like you would all the time. But doing that helps bridge that gap, and what we're trying to do is desensitize ourselves to outside factors that can mess up our aim. And this will help you be accurate in any game you're doing, whether it's a 5-spot target, a Vegas face, an outdoor target range, whether it's hunting and you're just shooting at the vitals of a deer. If you have a deer target, just shoot at the main body of the deer. Don't worry about trying to hit the heart shot every time or the heart and the lungs or whatever it is. Just try to hit the body of the deer. Use that as a big blank canvas just to adapt yourself into then working into new parts of aim and building in the score, and doing that in a way that won't make you start developing bad habits. And if they do creep in, you can back off and then rebuild that situation again. If you're an archer that is not needing to focus on this at this point in your season, say you don't have any bad habits, you're confident in your shot execution, everything is happening well for you, then in our members video this week, I'm gonna have a drill that helped me drastically improve my big score on a Vegas face, but also my X count, and tell you exactly how I did that, go over all the information, and that will be the final portion of this project to help you really improve your score. So if you're not a member of this channel and that is something you would like to do, down in the description of this video is a link to take you to the landing page for that, to let you know package options, pricing, what you get, and with each of those packages, as well as just our normal videos here for free. Again, guys, check out that podcast if you haven't already, at Full Draw, weekly on Wednesdays. We're gonna have those coming out noon every Wednesday. Thank you again for being a member of this channel, supporting this channel, being part of Archery Vision, and going all out to be able to spread the word and share the videos. I see those shares coming up on my analytics page each week. Blows my mind the amount of shares that these videos get. So I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. I'll see you soon.